What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 8th day of April, and here we are sitting at about $0.00477 with roughly 10 hours and 24 minutes left in the day. Not doing a whole lot. The whole crypto space got a pump yesterday. OnyxCoin got 2.77%. I think the average was like double that. So OnyxCoin continues to do nothing at all. But I do think we've shown our hand, my friends. I do think that we've shown our hand, and I'll go over what I mean by that here right now. So looking at this, I mean, it's very obvious. Maybe I should zoom out even, that we are in this kind of precarious area where if we slip, man, we've got some dropping to do, right? If we slip through here, if we're not finding support at this prior point of resistance, we're going to go to this one or somewhere in between. You know, like we've got some dropping to do if this zone doesn't hold. And this zone is less likely to hold if we stop having higher lows but instead have lower lows, right? So that's why having higher lows is important, which we still do have higher lows. It is funny watching so many people get bearish on OnyxCoin whenever all we have is higher lows since January, which most cryptos don't. They actually have higher lows, if anything, since February, or even lower lows since that time. So it's kind of interesting to see that dynamic play out, and we've got this bullish setup and people are bearish, but I digress. All I'm trying to say is we are in a precarious area here. We are at the low points that we need to hold, and moving sideways for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and we had a pretty bearish wick here on those 2 days leading up to this point here. For about a week we moved sideways, and then we broke out. We didn't actually break out. It was a fake out. It's clearly a fake out, but we had the lowest price. We had the opportunity there to move lower, and we didn't. We didn't see any excessive volume come in. We moved down here and then immediately ripped back to the upside. We had the highest daily close that we've seen in over a week. I think we're showing our hand here, you guys, that anybody who's selling here is emotional and not thinking properly, that there is a lack of selling pressure and there's entirely more buying pressure. And this area is being protected just like this one was, just like this one was, just like these ones were back here. I think that's what's happening. And what we're seeing overall over this long period of time is accumulation. Accumulation. FOMO, excitement, accumulation. Accumulation. And I do believe that we've got some exciting stuff coming up in the month of April here and going into May. I think that we should see some upside. I'm very, very excited for OnyxCoin. But, you know, if Bitcoin drops, OnyxCoin might see a little bit of a selling off as well. If, you know, the rest of the market drops, OnyxCoin is part of that. So, you know, it can. We've seen OnyxCoin pump without the rest of the market, but typically these big pumps only happen in good times. Like I don't think we've seen a pump like this, even a pump like this, or a pump like this come in when the rest of the market's dumping. So just so you're aware, the rest of the market has to officially found a bottom, and I think that we have found a relative low. We do have the momentum and the guidance there where we can move up this month. But if the rest of the market's dumping, maybe not, right? Anyways, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, enough of the shenanigans. Let's get into it, okay? 1 hour time frame here. You can see a little bit more volume, right? I mean, just look at that, man. No volume on the sell side, none. And then what? We move up with the volume here. It looks like a lot of volume, but we zoom out. It's really not that much volume. It's really not that much volume at all. We don't need, just reinforcing the thought here, we don't need a lot of volume to push this price up. We're in a low liquid, low volume environment, and you can see it. You can see it. It's clear that we are, just by the way these candlesticks look. Look at how glitchy they look, how jumpy, how mechanical they look, where when we finally get some volume, it's a little bit more natural, right? But even now it's still jumpy because we're right back to these low levels of volume. This to me looks like a bull flag. And if anything, I do expect what we're doing, we're finding support at prior resistance. It's sloppy. TA, understand right now, especially on this shorter term time frame right now, because we have such low volume, TA is going to be sloppy. It's not going to be as simple as, oh, we're finding support at prior resistance. No, it's low volume, low liquidity. It's not that simple. This was the high points, sure, but the average kind of high points was probably more right here, and that is where we're finding support. You know, you can see here where we're finding more support, resistance, significant stuff like that in this range. Support here, that's where we're finding support now. We are finding support at prior resistance, but it doesn't look like that because, again, it's very sloppy and these kind of low volume dynamics. TA is less rigid, in my experience, in these low volume, low liquid dynamics. Low to high here, rejected the 069. You tried. No, not a lot of volume came in, except you sold off a little bit. So maybe we go to the golden ratio. We don't have to, but maybe we do. You know, typically a rejection from that 069 does bring you down there. And this bull flag could work its way down to 00471. Maybe that's exactly what we do. And then we bounce and then we break out and move to the upside. I do believe that we're going to prevail from this. I don't believe that we go lower than that. We don't have any gaps to the downside. All gaps are filled. We don't really have any gaps to the upside either, though. Looking at this with our indicators, RSI has taken a bearish shape, but at the moment, I mean, you could move down a little bit more. The stochastics have reset to the downside, which is nice, and the MACD is bullish as well. Looking at this here, the 4-hour time frame, the RSI is neutral, and of course it is neutral because price action is neutral. I think it's more clear that there are some bullish implications here. Again, I think we showed our hand yesterday with the bullish implications, but the stochastics are having a hard time getting overbought. We're not having a hard time getting oversold. On the bright side, when we are oversold like this, we're not doing anything. So again, there's some signals here, man, that the bulls, I think, might be in control, and the bears, even when they have control, they're not doing anything with it. It's kind of an anti-bearish setup there. MACD, very neutral. We're waiting for that cross up, but don't get too excited because we're just moving sideways, so I don't expect that to mean too much. The daily time frame, the RSI is bearish, sure, at the moment, right? Lower lows, lower highs. You've got this kind of, it's kind of like it wants to be bullish, but you are in this bearish area of control. You haven't gotten oversold, and that's a positive look, but I don't really know how to feel about the RSI. It's kind of neutral, if anything. Neutral with a bearish posturing. Stochastics rejecting the oversold zone is not a good look. We have 10 hours left in this day. Let's see if we can't move down and then move back up and close the day green. I think that would look good. And then we're just waiting on this daily MACD to cross back up above the 0, man. If we get this here, if we're not rejecting down like this, right, if we don't see something like that, and instead we start to cross up and we get this cross, I mean, it could be the middle of the month and onward that things get really exciting for OnyxCoin, my friends. I wouldn't be surprised. And I've got some trades running right now, man. If and when I take profits, if it's before this move kicks off the way that I think it will, I will be buying more OnyxCoin. I really will. It's a pretty obvious setup to me, at least right now. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And if it goes horribly, well, we can always buy more. We can always buy more. But I think if it were to go horribly, we would have seen more push yesterday. We wouldn't have seen that reversal. Not a lot of volume stepped in, though. But again, it doesn't take much volume to push the price up. We're moments away from getting that stochastic out of the oversold zone. We're right on the cusp of breaking out of this downtrend from the RSI and the daily time frame in areas that we have found support before, but we can go lower first. The MACD is on the cusp of breaking above the 0. There's all these things we're right on the fringe of doing, all while forming higher lows, all while this coin seems to just be hated. People just want to see it fail, and those are the coins that typically prevail, man. It's the coins that people fade and want to see drop. They bore you out of the market, and then whenever you least expect it, you get a green candle right through your butthole. And that's probably what's going to happen. So bears, put on your ironclad underwear because, man, it's going to be frisky business here going into the end of this month and probably even going into May. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.